What up, YouTube? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I wanted to talk about comfort. I watched a video about an hour long by Natural Hypertrophy about comfort, and I found it interesting. But yeah, I've been thinking more in these last couple of years. I'm turned 45 this year, and my thought process has evolved quite a bit over the years. And I think probably a lot of young men and young women, maybe people of any age, can relate. Probably a lot of people go through this process a lot faster than I did. But in my 20s, I would oscillate back and forth between just totally letting go and just being like, yo, you must be very disciplined. You must do X, Y, Z. Whatever my obsession with whatever my ideal of perfection was, I would latch onto that and I'd be like, I have to do this. I have to push myself and force myself. And it doesn't matter whether it's comfortable or not. I just have to do it. I have to muscle through. But the reason you can think that way is because in the moment, that feels good. That feels comforting. So that was my thought process this morning, is really there's just no escape from comfort whatsoever. Like you're going to want to you're going to choose comfort like 100 out of 100 times. And people say that that's not true. People are like, you go to just like David Goggins style and just like embrace the pain. But what is embracing the pain? Embracing the pain is you find comfort in the pain. People also say you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So that's the same thing as just saying be comfortable. Like everyone is selling you comfort, seek comfort. I was at the gym and the TV's always in the background with the volume off. And it was just like the morning news, which is kind of funny because it's just talking heads that you can't even hear. But they were going on and on about whatever. I couldn't hear it. But then they had like an ad for the show you're already watching, which is also kind of funny. But it just showed a woman, having her morning coffee, like putting the kettle on, having her coffee, like having her breakfast, like sitting on her couch, grabbing the remote, clicking the remote. All these like triggers, all these like, this is how you find comfort. This is part of your routine. This is part of your day. This is like your comfort zone. It was really interesting. But like, there's no escape from that. You're gonna have your comfort zone, and that's just all there is to it, in my opinion. So you have to make it yourself, right? Like people are like, oh, I stayed up till 3 in the morning on the computer because it was comfortable. But if you really think about it, it's probably not. I mean, people say they seek comfort, but think about what shows people watch on TV. No one watches 3 hours of a fluffy bunny like hopping around in a safe environment. Like people watch drama, highs, lows. So yeah, I've been lately, I think what's really, really good for me is I've just been giving myself credit. Instead of just holding myself to some crazy high expectation, I've just been giving myself credit for where I'm at, what I've been doing. So, like, yeah, I turn off the computer at 10, like, and it's funny because I've tried to do that for like 20 years or something, like 10 p.m. And sometimes things just click. And maybe in the future it'll unclick, but for right now, I appreciate it. And I appreciate myself for doing it. And I appreciate kind of the stars aligning to allow me to do that. So I've been doing it, and I give myself comfort for doing that. Yeah, the original title I was going to give was something like habits or rituals soothe the nervous system, and I think that's 100% true. I think that's one of the reasons why religious people live longer than non-religious people, because they have these rituals. Whether the rituals are true or not is like kind of irrelevant, and the rituals also bring you together with other people. It makes you feel safe that other people share beliefs with you. Yeah, and this like internet addiction and stimulation addiction, like always looking for the new thing, always looking for the new thing. I was thinking this all started when I was at the gym and I was listening to like the same song I've already listened to like 100 times, and I was just kind of letting myself sink into it and enjoy it and appreciate it, and it reminded me of when I was a little kid before the internet. Well, the internet did exist, but I didn't know about it. Just listening to cassette tapes, and I had maybe like 10 cassette tapes, but only really like three or four I would really listen to, and I would listen to them over and over. And you might think, oh, that sounds pretty boring. But surprisingly, it was less boring than having all of YouTube, where I could literally search any genre, any song, anytime, anywhere. Because I would just go deep. I would go into depth into the music I had. And but I'm digressing a little because that was another video I was going to make. But yeah, the comfort thing is just, it's just totally and utterly unavoidable. So you have to just find. Oh yeah, so I turned off the computer at 10, and that's actually not entirely true because I do a yoga video on the computer. But I dim the screen super like low, and I don't really watch because I already know what I'm doing because I've done it like many times. And yeah, and I like, there's a part of my brain that's like, oh, this is boring. You're doing the same video you already do. You got to do a different yoga video. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do the same video. Oh, here comes my family. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave you with that. There's no escape. So you find comfort in what you want to do, and you give yourself credit, and that's part of it. Okay, keeping it brief, and I'll talk to you guys soon.